What is going on, crypto family? This is your boy Random Arts coming with a quick video. And on today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about Roaring Kitty as well as some bullish news that hit the market. We did see President Donald Trump go ahead and sign the 401k to be able to include crypto into it. So we're seeing Bitcoin currently up 1.92%. And this is the thing, like I said, guys, even though you'll see retracements on different assets, we are still in a bull market, guys. Despite what we're not seeing, you're not seeing on some assets that may not be ripping, but we are still in the market where things could just change just like that, just that quick. And if you are constantly just on the fearful side and you are not buying these dips, then unfortunately you're just going to be the one buying the top and essentially just become exit liquidity, because by the time you gain the conviction to being able to buy, you're just essentially buying at the top. This is why a lot of people buy at the top and sell at the lows, which has been a common theme. So hopefully you guys are not on that end and you're constantly looking for dip opportunities. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And now I'm actually compounding my gains, guys. I'm adding to my winners, and every time my winners dip, I am adding and loading the boat, because now I'm seeing that compounding effect. Just kind of like how Michael Saylor been doing. Every time Bitcoin dips, this man is buying up the dip, and next time it has the rebound, his gains are a lot bigger. So currently right now, even in Bone, we're seeing Bone currently at 17 cents. The goal for Roaring Kitty, guys, as a community right now, we're trying to get as much bone as possible, especially at these low prices, because again, bone at $32, that would double, I'm sorry, not 30, 32 cents. That would essentially double our liquidity, which is crazy just to, be talking about it right now. So again, if you have not minted your NFT, contribute to the roaring community, because again, at the end of the day, it is going to support bone, it is going to support Shibarium. So be a part of the solution and not whine about the problem. So Roaring Kitty having a strong rebound, and like I was mentioning before, the people who are selling, and whenever we are in a bull market, rebounds tend to happen a lot faster, and this could very well just be that rebound that just keeps going, and by the time you wake up, it's like, oh my God, Roaring Kitty's at $100 million market cap. Oh my God, Roaring Kitty's at $1 billion market cap. It could happen that quick, that fast, if you are not paying attention, guys. Again, this is coming for someone who made mistakes like this, and this is why the purpose of my channel, just to talk about some of the mistakes that I made, so that way you guys don't have to make it. And just to be able to show you guys like how spot on I was about this, look at this video that I made back 2 months ago, and this is the thing I said: avoid these massive crypto mistake in 2025. Look at the price of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin at the time was at $102,000, so it has not done that run up yet. And just within the beginning of the video, I outlined some of the mistakes that some people are going to make. And this is exactly, I even talked about it from a psychological standpoint, because again, I was in you guys' shoes. I did the mistakes and I knew how I felt at the time. And sadly, some of you guys are going to be feeling the same thing. So here it goes right here. What is going on, crypto family? This is your boy Random Arts coming with a quick video. And on this video, guys, we're going to be talking about a commonly made mistake during this time of the cycle, which I actually made myself, especially for my first go around into the cycle. I've seen other people make it during the last cycle, in cycles before. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to break it down in this video. This is going to be a very quick video, but I at least want to get this content out, so that way, once you start seeing other people make this mistake, you'll be like, yo, Random Arts told me about this. So again, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, consider subscribing. Definitely love to hear you guys' thoughts about today's video. So the mistake that I'm referring to, guys, is being the fact that Bitcoin is approaching its all-time highs again. So a lot of people get the fear of not missing out, but the fear of making none. Like, let's say their bag size was somewhere around, like 60, whatever. It could have been $1,000. They're up $1,000. Then during the downward cycle, as far as us having that pullback, during that time, they started seeing their P&L starts getting lower and lower and lower. And the fact that their P&L was getting lower and lower, it caused them, especially internally, to feel like, yo, I should have just sold, when it was X amount. And now that we're seeing that trend market, it's going to actually get, so a lot of the assets going to get where it was before. Guess what people are going to do? Because that in there, like, yo, it was this amount of this. They're playing the P&L game versus playing the cycle. Like, play cycle, not your P&L. But again, you could have been up $1,000, and the last month it got you down to maybe $500. A lot of people, when they start seeing that $1,000, they automatically trade in their head, like, yo, I don't want to miss out on this $1,000 or whatever the X amount it was, because they're different results. But the point I'm making is, that was how I think. Same for me, but I had two. Yeah, essentially that's what it is, guys. Like, if you're constantly looking at your P&L, seeing how much you are up at a certain point, and you're like, oh my God, you're bummed down because your P&L is lower, then again, you are playing the P&L game and you're not even playing the cycle, and definitely not even playing the chart as well too, because where some of these people are selling at really makes absolutely no sense from where, from the standpoint of where you're selling. Selling at support, that is never the way. But again, these are just for me, these videos are meant to be more educational, so that way you guys can identify what you're doing wrong, so that way you can fix it, because again, this is a massive amount of opportunity that could be made in this current cycle, especially with Roaring Kitty, especially how everything is lining up. Another thing that I've been observing is the top 20 list, guys. The top 20 holdings in Roaring Kitty, like there has been a couple of shifts, especially with that. Now we did see shifts as far as like people who are like in the top 20 started moving upwards, due to the fact that some people who are in the top 20s decide that they want to leave, decide that they want to sell. So as they started selling, some of these started gradually just going up, but all of a sudden the top 20 list has revamped itself altogether, because now we're starting to see people who's been experienced in the market coming in to Roaring Kitty and actually coming in with size, guys. There's people who are accumulating Roaring Kitty on every single dip that some of you guys are pretty much giving them, And I get it. It's tempting sometimes being up X amount of dollars. You're like, oh my God, I just got to take it. I don't want to round trip it. Yeah, there's certain asset that you don't want to round trip. But my goodness, Roaring Kitty is not the asset that, in my opinion, that is going to be a round trip bag. Why? Because it is a CTO. Everything about Roaring Kitty is structured for a win. You are in the winning trade. You are in the winning horse. Only thing you have to do, just work for your bag from on here. And what I'm doing, and this is something again I am kind of mad about. I'm mad at myself for not doing it earlier. Was just constantly just buy the dip. Just constantly just keep accumulating more and more Roaring Kitty. Instead, I started spreading my capital to other assets and all this and that. And the results that I've been getting, especially with some, with the CTOs, great result, but other asset outside of CTOs, it has not been great. So again, we still have few, we still have some time left, especially in this market. So things are still looking pretty good, especially how things are progressing with Roaring Kitty. I made this quick post today. I said Wall Street bet showdown incoming. Roaring Kitty's 1.2 million market cap away from flipping stonks, which is crazy, just to say the least, because stonks is at 6.8 million market cap. We're at 5.6, so we'll flip them. Then following, we're gonna go for GME on Sol, then GME on Ethereum, guys. We're not playing around. Us as a community, we are not playing around, and I love the direction that we're going, and I love what we have been doing and accomplishing together, because nobody could have done this by themselves. And this is why so many people are wondering, like, oh my God, why is Roaring Kitty just seeing this massive amount of success? Why other projects has, these top level teams and all this and that? At the end of the day, you cannot fake tokenomics. You cannot fake supply and demand. We have a very, very well structured token, and that is one of the biggest thing about us, especially if you really understand like tokenomics, if you really understand liquidity pool, if you understand those, this is how Roaring Kitty is gonna go to billions of dollars worth of market cap. And all it just takes just the community just to be able to do it. Now, this is the last thing. Like I mentioned, I thought this was pretty fun. This is like a Greg like type post. The X account stated, each NFT injects liquidity onto Shibarium. Want to get around like 600k bone before the price goes up. Then the X accounts posted, say, guys, bone is going up, hurry. That's exactly what something to post at Greg. If you follow Greg, which is him right here, if you follow him, this is the type of post that he tend to make. So I thought it was pretty funny though. But yeah, but go ahead though, mint an NFT. We're stuck at 121 for the longest. Let's see if we get to 200 minted NFT, because that would be a massive amount of bone that we're going to be able to buy with just us getting to 200 NFTs minted, and that way it could steadily add more liquidity onto Shibarium. I think today Roaring Kitty, it did have the top volume on Shibarium for the second day with over $2,000. Again, as we can see the truck alone, it is going